Welcome to WebStarPress. Understand the relation between label and input. This is important because you will deal with radio buttons and checkboxes in every website. Same website will be utilizing radio buttons and checkboxes in multiple pages. First, I will style label in CSS so that you can observe it visually. We will have a label at this page that will have this style. It will have background color gray and it will be displayed block. It will have some padding and cursor will be pointer for it, and for its hover it will change its background color to slightly more grayish color. This is the only CSS that we need for only our label. This is our label. It has got input inside it and then text inside it. Input type is checkbox. Input is inside label. Checkbox is inside label. So this label has got input inside it and text inside it. If I click add label, input gets toggled. I do not need to click exactly on input. I can click add label and it will be toggled. We are clicking add label to toggle input, and this is possible because input is inside label. By toggle I mean checked or unchecked. It's being checked and unchecked. And then we have second case where we have got this HTML. We have got input and then the text, then we have got some break and we have got a paragraph. After paragraph we have label at the end. So here's this input, that is this one with the text, and then label is this one. This is label and this is input. In this case input is outside of label. We can still connect label to this input even when there is a paragraph in between. Now if I want to check and uncheck this checkbox, I have to click add it exactly over it. Exactly add the checkbox, then it will be checked or unchecked or toggled. But here the case is different. So we can assign an ID to this input, that is ID C2, and then we can point this label towards that ID by using for attribute at the label. So here for this input we used ID C2. For this label we used for attribute and used ID for this input inside it. Now this label is connected to that input. Click and see that it's checked. So keep these relations in mind. Ideally keep checkboxes or radio buttons inside label, one radio button or one checkbox in one label. This is because now you don't need to click add radio or checkbox directly. When you click add label, radio button or checkbox will be toggled or will be checked or unchecked automatically. This will save DOM manipulation for input by using JavaScript. By only using CSS, you can create toggle or accordion or menu systems without JavaScript. Also, when label is handling click, you can hide actual input and style label as you like. In this way, you can custom design your own checkboxes and radio buttons, even when input or radio button or checkbox that is inside label is hidden, clicking at label will toggle it. Number two, even when input is outside, you can use for attribute for label to handle input. Number three, when input is inside label, that is fine. But when input is outside of label, you have to apply a unique ID to input and for attribute for label. If inputs are being generated dynamically in a loop, you can use an incremental number in loop and add that as ID for input and for attribute value for the label for each set of label and input in the loop. Now, when you see custom design for radio buttons and checkboxes, when you see CSS only or pure CSS based utilities, when you see something amazing out of checkboxes and radio buttons, go inspect those elements and you will find these rules being applied there. If you are new to this concept, I recommend you to watch this video again and understand this concept. If you understand this, you will create amazing things by only using CSS because radio buttons and checkboxes are not just the options. These can be used to toggle stuff and to handle stuff in your website. These can be used as a controls for something amazing that you create in your applications. I like this approach personally. I use it in almost every website. Using input inside label. Okay, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.